I mean, I was told by my film professor, there are films and there are movies, and sometimes you've got to know what you're walking into.
Yeah. See, but I come from a time when movies were films.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the Courtofcinema podcast. I'm Neil Slogan. Here we talk about everything film and TV. In today's episode, we're talking about the newest movie on the block, one of the new ones at least, F1. This movie is about racing legend Sonny Hayes is coaxed out of retirement to lead a struggling Formula One team and mentor a young hotshot driver while trying to chase one more chance at glory. This movie was directed by Joseph Kosinski. This film was written by Aaron Kruger. The cinematography here for this film is done by Claudio Miranda, and for the composing for the movie, it's done by this random composer. You may not know him. His name's Hans Zimmer. He did some random films like Interstellar and also Dune Part 1 and Part 2. He did Dunkirk, Lion King, Gladiator. He's done a lot of random movies you may have never even heard of. He's maybe, to some would consider, the greatest composer of all time. Him and John Williams are like 1A, 1B. Yeah, that guy, Hans Zimmer, random guy. He's here composing the movie, and he did a pretty solid job. And I saw this one last week, Friday. I thought it was a pretty cool film. I really went into this film with essentially no expectations. I mean, I woke up on Friday, on 4th of July, fun fact. I woke up on that day, I was really tired and bored and didn't really know what to do. Didn't want to sit in the house all day. So I was like, you know what, let me go see F1. I saw it in IMAX. The IMAX presentation was pretty cool. And yeah, like I said, the movie was cool. I enjoyed it. It's not like my socks are knocked off. This is one of the best films of the entire decade, level good. But it was a solid movie. I had a decent time, I would say. I mean, really, the only reason I saw this movie and the only reason I'm talking about it right now, I'm really just waiting for Superman to come out. Also, if you haven't, previously we did a full series talking about every single Superman movie. Shameless plug, I recommend you go listen to that right now. The premiere for the Superman film happened yesterday, actually, and I, for some reason, wasn't invited. I mean, maybe my invitation from James Gunn, personal handwritten letter from James Gunn, invited me to the movie. That probably got lost in the mail. I feel like, I should have been invited. I had a whole tuxedo, a blue tuxedo was ready for me to go to the premiere, but, it was a meaningless mistake. It doesn't matter. It's a little mistake. Doesn't matter. I'll see it on Saturday. I'll be seeing it in IMAX. I haven't got my tickets yet, and I have to do that right now. I'm very behind on that, but still, tickets will be bought very soon. I'm going to be seeing that movie on Saturday. Review will be out next week, Monday or Wednesday, but still, I haven't seen it yet, and I don't really have anything to talk about because we talked about every single Superman movie, even Justice League, Zack Snyder. We talked about that as well. So I don't really have a lot to talk about right now for Superman stuff. So I decided, hey, let me give a quick review here for this random F1 movie. And I'll go through my pros and cons and I'll also just give my explanation into why I didn't like it that much and why it didn't really blow me away like I really wanted it to. And Joseph Kosinski, just quickly highlighting him here, he's on a solid run. He's, I think, quietly on one of the best runs of our time right now. I was kind of trying to word that in the best way. I didn't want to start any controversy. But, previously he had Top Gun Maverick. He had Spiderhead that released on Netflix. I never saw it. I don't really want to. It doesn't really look like it's actually that good. But still, he had Spiderhead that came out in 2022 also. But the main ones here, Top Gun Maverick. Then going from Top Gun Maverick, that movie was an incredible cinematic experience. Then going from Top Gun Maverick into F1, I mean, he's on a pretty solid run for filmmaking. I mean, these are two definitely very generational. He's definitely pushing the boundaries in terms of what it means to be a filmmaker and what it means to make movies. He's doing incredible stuff. I mean, really, this movie, they were shooting alongside real-life races. So real-life F1 races and also the Daytona 24-hour Daytona that's happening actually very close to me. I live close to that stadium. I know what it looks like. It's super cool that they were able to shoot alongside these races. And yeah, it's very cool and revolutionary and very generational what he's able to do with these films. So I have to give some kind of level of praise in terms of what he's been able to do. Also, he made Tron Legacy. I've been vocal in that I'm not the biggest Tron Legacy fan. It's kind of dumb of a movie. Both those films are also, I think, just kind of bad. But still, I got to respect. Tron Legacy is a super cool film that has a very vocal and passionate cult following. Unfortunately, I'm not a part of them, but still, Kosinski, he knows how to cook. And he cooked here too. Just, I wasn't that impressed by it. It was still a cool film, but not that impressed. So going into just real quick here, my pros for the movie. Like I said before, the practicality, the spectacle, and also sound design I'll throw in here too are all good. I mean, really, like I said, the practicality, he's shooting alongside these races in real life. And then the cars, they modified F2 cars, not F1. F1, I saw this from a random little fun fact thing, but F1 cars would have been a lot more expensive than F2 cars to, in terms of maintaining day after day for production. It was a lot cheaper to do F2 cars, modify it to look like an F1 car, then also modify it with all the cameras and rigs that they have to do for these movies. So that all took place out of F2 cars, but still, it's very, unless you're like a super hardcore F1 fan, you're not going to really notice and you're not really going to care that much. You don't need to be an F1 diehard fan to understand this film. It's not that deep. You can still go into this movie and still enjoy it. I had a fun time with it. I'm still also a little bit of an F1 fan. And then for the spectacle is still, I think, insane, just like with Top Gun Maverick. The spectacle for that film was really cool. This movie, I think it's no different. Really being boots on the ground in the POV of an F1 driver, we don't really get this experience ever in our life. It's such a small percentage of people who make it to F1 and then make it on that level to be that good. It's really a very hard sport. I went go-karting back in March, and I was like physically drained after go-karting. I mean, granted, I ate Cracker Barrel before, but still, go-karting versus F1, I gained a lot of respect for what it means to be an F1 driver that day, for sure. And also, we don't really get a lot of racing movies these days, so when we get a good one like this one, I'm happy. I think the other racing films that are really solid, I see this movie getting compared to Rush. That movie's really fire. Ford vs. Ferrari, another really cool film. One that I haven't seen being talked about that much either is also Gran Turismo. I freaking love Gran Turismo. Like, it's one of my, I think at this point, Gran Turismo, it's one of my personal favorite films of all time. Not even for the racing, but the themes, it means a whole lot to me. So that one I really do love. And also I think Speed Racer is like one of the best films of our century. So I'll just quickly give that one a shout out as well. But this one here too, F1, it does fit very nicely into this whole racing subgenre. We don't really get a lot of really good racing movies. The last one that we got, I think, was Gran Turismo. That one didn't get a lot of buzz. But before that, maybe Ford vs. Ferrari was the last like really good racing film that we really got. And also, once again, another really good highlight, the sound design here with this movie is solid. I mean, hearing those F1 cars, not even just the cars, but I think the sound of like the announcers, that's another really cool one in the track, hearing the announcers stuff, it's all really cool. I got to give some credit here. The film, on the technical side, it looks really good, sounds really good, got no bad marks there. Another pretty obvious highlight here is the score. I mean, if you have Hans Zimmer composing your movie, the score is going to be a highlight every single time. I mean, it doesn't matter if a character is going to grab a cup of water, the score is going to go insane. It's that meme of the guy on the beach, he's playing the piano, but the piano's on fire. That's Hans Zimmer at every single moment. I've been vocal that, Dune Part 2 and Part 1, that's some of the best score of the entire century. That's easy. Interstellar, Inception, generational score tracks that we have there. So, I mean, this movie, it's Hans Zimmer. He's the GOAT, at least top 2, and he did an incredible job here with this movie. I mean, really, it's an absolute treat. Then besides the original score, I think the soundtrack for this movie, we have the Don Toliver song that's really the main one here. But the soundtrack, it's solid. There's a really solid soundtrack here. Some great names here. Tate McRae, Don Toliver, Doja Cat, etc. It's a solid soundtrack. I really enjoyed it. And even beyond all of that, I think the acting as well is incredibly solid. I mean, you have Brad Pitt. Brad Pitt, I mean, has he ever been bad in a movie? Even if a film that stars Brad Pitt isn't good, you can still at least say that Brad Pitt was really good in that movie. I didn't really like this movie, but Brad Pitt was still incredible. Brad Pitt, I feel like he's at a different level at this point. He's been so good in everything that he's really ever been in. I mean, Babylon was a fantastic film. Bullet Train was great as well. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Inglourious Basterds, Seven, Fight Club, Moneyball. I recently went through all of the Ocean movies. He's great in all 3 of those. I mean, really, Brad Pitt, I mean, I feel like he's never been bad in a movie. If you want to debate me or say I'm wrong, then yeah, we have a little fan mail thing down there below. Tell me that I'm wrong. Tell me that Brad Pitt was bad in one movie. I feel like he's never given a bad performance. I mean, Troy, Ad Astra, list goes on. Bird After Reading, World War Z. I mean, really, all these films, even if you say that you don't really like Troy that much for some reason, Troy's a fire movie, you have to admit that Brad Pitt is incredible in Troy. List goes on. Brad Pitt, he's solid, but still, there's a great cast here in this movie. Damson Idris. Sorry about that. He's great in this movie. He was previously in Snowfall. He was great in that TV show. Never watched it, but still, I've seen clips online, and he was just solid in that. This is, I feel like, his first big blockbuster movie, and he did solid. You know, he's a great young actor. He's going to do really good things. He might be Black Panther. We don't know quite yet. I mean, there's been rumors that have been flying around. He's been kind of teasing it for now, and you know, as we go into more multiverse movies, it would make more sense to have him in the role as Black Panther. Why not? He would be great in that role. I also saw someone say that Damson Idris will be great as the next James Bond. I'm not sure if he's on their list for that new new James Bond movie, but I really think he should be. He was really good in this movie. He would definitely be a solid James Bond. He's younger. He has the face for it. He can definitely be a good James Bond. I'm all here for that. I definitely sign off on it. So Damson Idris, he was great in this film. Also, Javier Bardem, is he ever really bad once again? I mean, he was obviously, as we all know, No Country for Old Men. That's his biggest movie for sure. I mean, that and Dune, those movies are fire. But still, that and this, it's great. He's an incredible actor. And here, he's solid as well. And, just even more respect here for Damson Idris. I mean, being able to act alongside Brad Pitt and Javier Bardem and be on par with them, that's a different level of respect. I mean, really, that's incredible. Also, Carrie Condon, he also acted alongside her. She's one of the main protagonists here in the movie. And Carrie Condon, she's great. I saw her in The Banshees of Inisherin. That movie she got a Oscar nomination for, I think. But still, even if she didn't, she was really good in that film. I love her in that movie. And she's solid here too. I mean, it's a great cast. They're all really likable. There's not a character that I really hate at all in this movie. So sorry. Fact checked myself there. She did get a Best Supporting Actress nomination in 2023. I don't think she won, but still, she was solid. That was a really good movie. I really enjoyed it. Once again, here, she's awesome. I think she'll definitely get more roles after this now too. Also, for all the Game of Thrones fans like myself, Tobias Menzies, he was in Game of Thrones. He was here too. I noticed that. I picked it up. I liked it. I enjoyed it. And my last highlight here is that the movie is just solid. It's a solid story. It's just one of those bro movies that, hey, all the guys, all the bros, they all love this movie. It's like going to be every finance frat bro, every white finance frat bro is going to say that F1 is one of their favorite movies of all time. And they've only seen F1, The Dark Knight, Wolf of Wall Street, and then Goonies. That's their 4 favorites. No disrespect at all. I understand films are subjective. You're not a film nerd like me. I spend way too much time inside watching films that are socializing. I get it. But still, hey, there's going to be a lot of people out there that their favorite movie is F1, even though it just came out last month, this year, 2025. It's crazy. But still, that's the kind of movie this is. It's one of the bro movies. It's for guys of simple taste. I'm a man of simple things. Doesn't matter. F1, it's a solid movie. It's fire. Now, that also segues into my cons for the movie, is that this movie is just way too cliche and predictable. That is my only con here. I mean, really, the movie, besides that, I mean, I'm fine with it. It's very predictable and cliche. It's very predictable and cliche. That's the only thing I can say about it. If you're looking for the next Dune Part 2, then obviously you're not going to find it here. If you're looking for the next Oppenheimer, for the next Parasite from Bong Joon-ho, or the next Moonlight from Barry Jenkins, it's not going to be here. You're not going to find it here. Once again, nothing wrong with that. There's different kind of movies, different kind of things, and F1 is not the next big art house, incredible, groundbreaking movie. That's not here. At least for me, it's not here. This movie, it's so cliche. I've seen reviews saying that it's a 2 out of 5 or a 4 out of 5, and I understand both. I've seen 3 out of 5s or 1.5 out of 5, and I understand every single review for this movie because, listen, I've seen this movie 1,000 times before. I'm going to see it 1,000 times again. It's incredibly cliche and predictable. I am not at all surprised or moved at all by the movie. It was cool. I'll admit it's cool. Great spectacle, great sound. I love that the F1 races are also here too, alongside. I can see Max Verstappen and Charles Leclerc and Oscar Piastri and also, what's his name, Lando Norris, Lewis Hamilton. I look like I'm such an idiot right now. I'm sorry. But still, I love all of that. The movie is super cool. And, but still, it's so predictable and cheesy. I hate it. But I still love it because I'm a guy and I have to. It's the movie about the old guy who's kind of lost his spark in the game. And now he has to come into the game once again to win this big thing. But he has this rookie hotshot that is so in his own head and doesn't really know the game like that. And then he has his love interest who only sees him as the guy who's cocky and arrogant. But yet he has to prove all of them wrong to win this big thing at the end of the movie. Listen, I've seen it time and time again with the rookie hotshot and the older mentor guy that doesn't really have it like that anymore. He's trying to make his moment again. He's trying to be young again. I've seen it all time and time again. Not to say it's bad. It's a very cliche and dumb formula, but it works, unfortunately. That's just the reality of it all. So what is our verdict? Should you see it? Should you skip it? What should you do? I say see it. Go see the movie. My final score for the film is a B. Just a B, not a B plus, not a B minus, a B. I say go see it, go have fun, go, if you have like 2.5 hours to kill and you want to have a fun time in the theater, then go see it. I'm not saying it's bad, I'm just saying that it's cliche and boring. It's like if you have a burger, a burger is a burger. You're going to give it like an 8 out of 10. It's a cool burger, I guess. Then if you go to another burger spot, it's a burger. That's it. It's just a burger for me. It's a 4 out of 5. It's a chill movie. I had fun, I guess, but it didn't really do anything groundbreaking for me. So yeah, that's really it for today's episode. I'm really all done here. I'm waiting for Superman still. And once again, if you haven't listened to those previous episodes, talk about every single Superman movie, I beg of you, please do listen to that. We spent millions of dollars on those episodes, so please go listen to them. It was a whole lot of fun. If you want some Superman prep, then that's going to be really good to go through. And I'm going to be seeing Superman on Saturday, review next week, all that fun jazz. I'll also be giving a Superman ranking when I review the movie, which will be pretty cool, I think. I'll most likely be talking about F1 again in the future when I give my yearly ranking. I'll probably give it a shout out if it's not my top 10. But still, hey, we have a little fan mail thing down there below. Or if you're on Spotify, there's a thing in there on Spotify you can do too. Let me know. Did you like the movie? Is it cool? Was it good for you? Did you think it was cliche and boring? Let me know. I'm really interested to hear what you have to say about the film. I do love the movie. I think that it was some heartbreak for me when I saw that, what's his name? Carlos Sainz and Hamilton, they were on their previous team before the season started this year. So last year, I'm sorry, I'm not going to explain the whole lore to you, but sorry, real quick. So Hamilton, he was on Mercedes for a very long time. Then he moved to Ferrari. A huge trade happened. That's a very massive thing that happened last year. But then after he moved to Ferrari, they kicked out Carlos Sainz, who was an incredible driver as well. And it's very sad he got kicked out, but it's like picking the greatest of all time for a solid racer. Obviously, Hamilton, greatest of all time, and Carlos Sainz, he's super good, but, I'm sorry. I'm getting off track here. I'm getting really off track. But still, stay swagged out, stay cool, watch Superman. And until next time, I'm Real Slogan. I'll see you boys in the movies.